Welcome back, all you skeptical scallywags and scoundrels. Tonight we explore all along the Watchtower to try and get to the bottom of why some of Hollywood's greatest talents at 27 years young lives fade to black. This is another lithium-rich special of Conspiracy Outpost. I'm your guy, Matt.
I'm Casey.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Jumpin' Jack Joseph.
Well, I was going to ask everybody a question to start out. Was like, who?
Okay, so yeah, we'll wait.
Who's heard of the 27 Club? What do you guys know about it? You know.
Oh yeah. We'll start. Yeah, so we'll wait. Yeah, no, I just threw 3 references in there. I was gonna try to put more. I know. I'm glad you caught it.
The only thing that I was like about is Fade to Black because I was like, did Cliff Burton die at 27? But he died at 24.
Oh no, I was doing an Amy Winehouse for that one.
Oh, Fade to Black. Okay.
Yeah, so
I thought
that was
Metallica. So.
Oh yeah, that could be close, I guess, in age.
I don't know any. Well, he died at 24.
Yeah, because she has that. So that was on her last album, I think, before she died. And it all just fades to black.
That's a fucking perfect intro, dude. You did.
Or no, it Goes Back to Black? Fire. It might be Goes Back to Black. Oh, I gotta look it up because I have to redo that intro if I fucked up. Sorry. What is it?
Don't say sorry. That was a dope ass intro.
Winehouse fades. Thank you, my man. To black. If I had more time, I think I could do more. And it all goes back to black. Fuck, dude, it's back to black. I'll have to redo it.
Go ahead.
Or not.
You got time.
I don't have to. That's fine, right? We'll keep it. It's back to black as she's not fades to black. But I think she might say fade to black in the song. Let me see. That's the lyrics. That's actually a really good song, by the way. Amy Winehouse.
I liked how bluesy she was.
Yeah.
Like if there was a reincarnation of Janis Joplin, that was it, you know?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people said. It was like she was like the second, like she was, yeah.
I met this one dude who his dad or grandfather or something like that drank with Janis Joplin when he was in the when they were in the military or something. Joplin. And she outdrank like 3 fucking like people that were in the Navy. Like
damn, dude.
She was going shot for shot. And they were splitting drinks between the 3 of them, and she beat all of them.
Goddamn! Yeah. What a woman!
Yeah, what a woman!
Should I redo it and just do Back to Black?
If you want to, yeah, we got time. We're waiting on Joe.
It sounds better. Yeah, I don't think it'll sound good if I do that. I would have to kind of rewrite it. That's fine.
That's fine then.
That's fine.
So I don't know how many conspiracies are part of this one, other than they sold their soul to the devil.
That's the only one I've ever heard of it.
Yeah, but I wanted to talk about it regardless because this is a music-based one. And
yes.
Before we talk about the conspiracy, I would just like to talk about the people involved, and because almost everyone in the 27 Club is a musician. Almost.
This shit's kind of funny. It's Mac Miller's 2015 song "Brand Name" contains a lyric to everyone who sell me drugs. Don't mix it with that bullshit. I'm hoping not to join this 27 Club. Miller died at age 26 after consuming counterfeit acid. Pills that contained fentanyl. He didn't join the 27 Club.
Another line.
Oh, dude, okay. The Pretty Reckless released a song titled "Rock and Roll Heaven" in 2021. The song is about the club and mentions explicit lyrics by Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and Jim Morrison.
Oh shit, Joseph, you missed this one.
The singer Taylor Momsen wrote the song after falling into a deep depression state after the death of her producer Kato Kwanda and Chris Cornell, the latter of whom her band had opened for the night before his death.
Damn.
Yeah.
Joseph, this one.
Hey, if people do come back to life like haunted and shit, I'm sure Chris Cornell's grave is a sound garden.
You shut the fuck up.
Shit. Oh shit.
Oh shit, motherfucker.
Joseph, Mac Miller's 2015 song.
His skin looks like
you missed this one.
Leather.
Joseph, you missed this one. Mac Miller's 2015 song "Brand Name" contains the lyrics, To everyone who sells me drugs, don't mix with that bullshit. I'm hoping to not join the 27 club. Miller died age 26 after consuming counterfeit oxycodone pills that contained fentanyl. So he didn't join the 27 club. He died a year before.
That's my issue with a lot of this stuff. It's like, dude, a lot of them, like in that documentary, were saying it was the age of people experimenting with drugs. Like, because a lot of people do a lot of drugs in their early 20s. That's why I asked you how old was when he died. Like, there's a couple people I know that fucking either got in accidents or fucking OD.
Oh,
and it's always like in their late 20s.
So he had to been like 27 or 28.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is like a natural fucking age of people fucking dying, like of drug related shit around there.
Well, there's a lot.
But I don't know if all of them are. I know. Amy Winehouse.
There's a lot of people that didn't die of drug overdose though.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch. Yeah, there's people died of like some of them heart problems, murder.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's different. I'm just saying a lot of people.
Electrocution. Fell off a horse and died from the injuries.
Suicide. Dude, how old was Superman when he did that on the horse?
When he did that on a horse.
Oh,
you talking about Christopher Reed?
Christopher Reed, yeah. He tried to make a jump.
Are we recording now?
He tried to do a jump and his horse wasn't having it. So
his horse wasn't with it.
His horse was like,
nah. Oh, did he die? Wait.
Did Christopher Reed get ALS?
Oh, did he die at 30? No, dude.
No, Christopher Reed, he got in a horse accident and severed something in his spine. And so he was paralyzed from the neck down. He died of bed sores. He wasn't 27 when he died, but I want to know when the accident
30.
happened. He was 30 when it happened?
He was 30 when he died.
As like a... Wait, what? Really?
I think so. Christopher Reed, a 3-time Olympic figure skater for Japan, has died at... Wait, 30...
No, that's a different
one. The actor.
Yeah, the actor had to be in his 50s,
Superman. Superman.
Because he was the old Superman.
52. He died 52.
Yeah. I figure it was in his 50s. He died of bed sores, didn't he?
That's sad.
Yeah, they weren't taking care of the bed sores.
Or they were herpes.
I'd call them
So let's get into this. What do you guys know of the 27 Club? Because I know about this one. This is one that I chose, and this is one that I wanted to talk about just because I love rock music, and a lot of these people happen to be in the rock music genre.
Well, then you'll love this. They all deserved it. Just kidding.
Fuck you, dude.
Hey, can we just talk about Kurt Cobain for 1 second? No, this is a part of the podcast. He wanted to die anyway, so I mean, we can't be that sad. He didn't want to be here anyways.
God damn. Well, depending on what you think of the conspiracy we already talked about.
Well, no, I'm not even talking about prior to that. Like he talked about suicide a lot. I mean, maybe it was all for a show. Maybe he like one of those. I mean, because he was very hipsterish. Like with his like kind of thing. It's like, no, I want to be underground. I don't want to be mainstream. Yeah. Like it's very hipsterish. So I mean, he could have been faking some of those suicide things. But maybe
not. It's crazy. So most of majority of the theories I guess one of the like the main leading theory behind it is that like say they sold their soul for all that talent, all that crazy stuff, right?
Fentanyl.
Before we get too much in that, I was gonna say with the Kurt Cobain, what if it wasn't Kurt Cobain that sold his soul, but it was Dave Grohl that sold Kurt Cobain's soul, so that way he could get big. He's like, dude, I'll be in this fucking shitty band until Kurt's like fucking 26 or 27, and then after that you take him, you give Foo Fighters to me.
Well, we know one thing. It wasn't fucking Courtney Love that did it because her band sucks and they never got anywhere.
Dude, the devil's like, and what gives you right to his soul? Oh, he gave it to me one night when we were shooting up heroin. And he's like, okay, what are you going to call your band? Foo Fighters. Jesus Christ.
Did Dave Grohl ever do heroin and hard drugs?
No, I don't. That was just a joke. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if he
seems like a very put together person. Like he just seems very well.
Well, yeah, he believed the world was burning to the ground.
We're recording this one. Wait, was he the one that did week after? We're recording this a week after the Taylor Hawkins memorial. Did you guys watch that?
Dude, there is no difference in my head.
I watched it, dude. There's some heartbreaking and fucking dope ass moments in that. Very sad moments. But very, very uplifting, awesome moments at the same time. Very good special.
Nice.
What do you know of this one, Casey? You're the conspiracy guy out of us.
I keep mixing up Foo Fighters and Matchbox 20.
I actually never heard of this until you told me about it when we changed whatever episode we had for this. When we switched it up. Yeah, I never even heard this before. So it's pretty cool.
Casey, it's crazy you never heard of this because your anus actually died at 27.
I was going to say something, but I lost it, so it's fine. But we could just talk about where this conspiracy actually came from.
Well, let's just talk about the 27 Club first and dive deep into who's in it.
Well,
that's what I was going to say.
What came up with it? I'm not
like where the 27 Club, like where it, like why it became a thing. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. No, but the history of the 27 Club, there's many people that are in the 27 Club from many big bands. There's many people from the 27 Club, a lot of them being from, big bands. I guess there's a couple actors and poets and shit like that in there, but most of them are musicians. Just to name a few, being like Brian Jones, the original bassist of Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix, everybody knows who that is. Jimi Hendrix from the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Had tons of great songs like Fire, All Along the Watchtower, fucking Purple Haze. Great fucking musician. Janis Joplin, another phenomenal musician, known as a, very competent drinker, even though that's not what took her out. And then Jim Morrison, the singer of The Doors. Also, all died at 27. And this was like in a very short time period, between like 69 and 70, something around there. And that's where like a big thing with the 27 Club came up. That's where the coincidence got noticed that a lot of these people died at 27 in this very short time. And then later on, other people died, like Kurt Cobain and Amy Winehouse. I think Joe was talking about dude from Matchbox 20. Is that true? Or were you just fucking around?
I was just fucking around.
Oh, no, fucking around. But like Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, lots of musicians. I know mostly musicians. I don't know if there's any other ones, but I wanted to do this one because I listen to a lot of rock music. There's a lot of rock musicians in this. But I guess like
Mike, what I was saying was he died in iZombie, but I was making a joke about him dying. Yeah.
Here's someone that is part of the 27 Club that died, somewhat recently. That is not a musician. Anton Yelchin, who played Chekhov in the new Star Trek reboot. He died at 27. He accidentally hit himself with his car and died.
Hey, fun fact, The Doors was actually a big inspiration to Tech
He
Nine.
hit himself with his own car?
Yeah. Like his car.
What do you mean? Like he put his car in neutral and he rolled
and
back
then
and
he had to. He went, yeah, and it trapped. Yeah, and then it trapped him, and then he suffocated to death from the weight of the car. So it is kind of. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Fucked up way to die. He asphyxiated himself with a car. He didn't even get to jack off for it.
Sucks. That happens.
No,
dude, that's how. We don't know
it did. So I guess it does happen.
Yeah, it happened the day with Carradine, but he's part. He was part of the 77 Club.
Yeah.
I don't know when he died, but
no, but like one of the first people I ever heard. I didn't know this when I looked up the 27 Club today. I found multiple people before this one person, but the first person I heard of that started the whole rumor of the 27 Club conspiracy was Robert Johnson, who is the founder of blues and therefore rock and roll. Mm-hmm. And he had, a lot of hits like Crossroad Blues and stuff like that, in which he talks about selling his soul to the devil. There's a lot of fucking songs that have to do with voodoo and devil shit in his music. But like he's considered, I think, the first for most people, but there were a couple before him that have been added to the club. Even though Robert Johnson's kind of like the main figurehead of the weird shit that went on. The people before him were Alexander Levy and he died in 1892, January 17th, 1892, and he was a composer and pianist. People don't know how he died. And then Louis Chauvin, who died on March 26, 19
asphyxiation.
He died on March 26, 1908, and he was a ragtime musician, and he died from neurosyphilitic sclerosis, which sounds kind of like syphilis. I don't know exactly what it is, but dude, if this is syphilis, then that's kind of fucked.
Mike,
it's an infection. It's an infection of the central nervous system. That's what he died. And then the person who is right before Robert Johnson in the list that I'm looking at for the 27 Club is Rupert Brooke. And he was a poet, and he died of sepsis, which that's a terrible way to go.
My fucking kid just came in here, and I thought she was coming to talk to me, so I fucking pulled my headphone back, and it turns out she just was coming in here to give me a wet willy. Right into my fucking ear, and then started laughing and took off running.
What a punk.
No, but there's many great actors, musicians, and just a lot of famous people that have joined the 27 Club.
I wanted to say so when you said Jim Morrison. Tech Nine's actually a big ass fan of the Doors. They actually named his label after one of their songs, two of their songs. Aspen.
Yeah, let's just go over like a couple that I said, that some bigger names, at least in my eyes, because I listen to a lot of rock. But after Robert Johnson, there's quite a few people in between. Jazz pianists, singers, R&B singers, just various vocalists and members of a lot of rock bands. But like the next one that I recognize would be Brian Jones, who was the original bass player, and he also played guitar on albums of Rolling Stones, and he actually drowned in a swimming pool. So it's like you would guess, like a lot of people assume that a lot of the 27 Club, they're just in here because of drug overdose, but there's quite a few that are not drug overdose, Brian Jones being one of them, and he drowned in a pool. And I believe Rolling Stones, even though they've had the same session musician working with them every fucking year, they don't actually list him as an official member. Brian Jones so technically never got replaced, even though they've been using the same guy on bass for years and in studio. He's not listed as an official member since Brian Jones died, which is kind of fucked up, but kind of cool at the same time, I guess. What do you think about that, Matt? How would you feel if say you died and we got a new singer, but we never said they were part of the band?
I'd be like, that's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that would,
you gotta throw
that's kind of shitty that they haven't thrown there.
Hey, dude, no, that's how Panic at the Disco. It's not like that, but Panic at the Disco.
It is kind of like that, I guess.
Like, yeah,
Brandon Panic Urie is only Brendan Urie. That's the only original member.
Well, yeah, that's what he's like. I am Panic at the Disco. Everybody else is just background.
Yeah, you don't have a diva mindset at all, bro.
Yeah.
Brandon Urie is like the most. There's a lot of rock singers that mainly do pop.
He's a very talented dude. He's a multi-instrumentalist, but like,
it's like there's very light rock in that man's music. Like it's mainly just like pop. Like he's very, very poppy.
He released a thing of him with him screaming, like a little death metal jam that he did, which was kind of cool.
I'm surprised he doesn't do a lot, because a lot of like rock people like that, like Adam Levine. Sorry, I'm thinking of the Workaholics.
Yeah,
Adam Levine. It's like they generally become they're
Maroon
so poppy. They're so poppy that they generally become like a
listen to their like first two albums. It's not poppy. It's very
not
sounding.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. I have listened actually to
with like Harder to Breathe.
I'm talking about him now.
Yeah.
He's slowly
they went hella pop.
Well, Linkin Park did the same shit. So I mean, Linkin Park
went hella pop, but it took them way longer
than
Maroon 5.
Yeah, but new metal and the pop. Yeah, but also, well, they probably have more albums.
Well, Linkin Park's last album was their poppiest one, but it still had edge to it. It had some very deep lyrics, and I feel like Maroon 5 lost.
They tried to get with a rock sound with like Hunting Party, but I just could not get into Hunting Party.
Yeah. But I feel like Maroon 5, they
except for the song
they went super pop. Like, yes, they had songs with good lyrics, but not like Linkin Park lyrics.
Linkin Park was still good even when they were. I'm not dissing on pop music completely. It's just the genre, like bending kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're in a band, like the whole band should have focus. And like pop singing, like rock bands, they only focus on one person. You can't even name the other people in their original band most of the time or anything, because they take the band name with them no matter what they do. Like the only bands I know, well, I don't listen to a whole lot of like rock bands. I listen to a lot of rap rock bands. They generally
you listen to rap more than anything, don't you? Like
that's why I'm saying
I'm a fucking metalhead. So I mean, right now I'm wearing an Iron Maiden shirt for fuck's sake.
Yeah, no, you know, but like, I mean,
that's a tank top, not a shirt.
I cut the sleeves off.
But I'm just saying Brandon Urie, he is, but that's not crediting his music at all. It's still good.
Oh no, he's fucking great.
It may have seemed that I was talking down on him. I'm not. Well, in the sense that it's like I am Panic at the Disco.
Yeah, no, like, it's a very diva thing to say, but no, he's a great musician. Yeah, multi-instrumentalist, number one, and he writes some good music. Even
what Joseph's trying to say is that he's upset that Brandon didn't make the club.
Yeah,
I would be very upset if he had died at 27.
I had high hopes. Guys, I had high hopes. Okay, I just wanted to see the death of a bachelor, but I couldn't see any of this. Okay,
that was nice. Damn. That was nice.
Those are the same album?
No, it's not. No, that's Bachelor.
Yeah, that's
and High Hopes is on the album right after.
My favorite songs aren't on any of his actual fucking albums. I like I don't remember what they're called.
All his bonus stuff is great. Yeah, all his bonus stuff is usually ends up being my favorite.
Are my favorites, but they don't make it to the actual album cut, and it's because
I guess because it's not themed. It's not themed.
What's that song? It's like. So it's taking every chance I got, like The Man I Know I'm Not. That wasn't on his actual album. I don't think. It's not on any of the Spotify albums.
That's a good song.
You know what song I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I don't remember what it's called. All right, let's get back to it.
27 Club.
So anyways,
dude, it's too much music related shit. It's gonna keep spinning.
This is what I want. I want us to talk about music. This is one of the reasons I want to do this one is because music's my shit, you know.
I miss Andre 3000.
So in between Brian Jones and the next big one that I know is Jimi Hendrix, there's Alan Blind Owl Wilson, who I'd never heard of before, but he was the lead singer of Canned Heat, and he died of a drug overdose, which is not very surprising in this category of people. But
yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he got high and he was blind and he thought he was an owl and he jumped off a building.
The fucking wrong no.
And it was a hoot.
And it was
So the next one being Jimi Hendrix, the fucking riff lord, the man on guitar.
Fucking about him because that man was a beautiful man.
Dude, apparently he died of it. From the list, what it says is he died of asphyxiation, but I thought he died of overdose. Like,
I wonder how that happened. Yeah,
maybe he fucking threw up and choked on his puke, because that would be considered asphyxiation. I'm going. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up even further because I thought he died of overdose, but it says it's asphyxiation.
Hey, wait. How old was River Phoenix when he died?
Oh fuck. I gotta look that up. Hold up. I'm looking up Jimi Hendrix right now, but are you looking up River Phoenix, Matt?
Jimi Hendrix aspirated on vomit and a result from an overdose of drugs.
Yeah. Okay. So he
Never
fucking.
Mind. He died at 23. I thought he was a part of the 27 too. He wasn't. He died right in front of.
It seems like he. Yeah, he died in front of the fucking snake.
The Viper.
The Viper Club. Yeah.
Yeah, the Viper Club. I'm pretty sure Johnny Depp owned that.
Yeah,
club.
Johnny Depp was a frequenter of that club. He might have.
I thought he bought it out later.
But I'm pretty sure he was there when River Phoenix died.
Yeah, and it started going downhill.
The drugs.
I think Charlie Sheen was there too.
Dude, there was a lot of people. Counting Crows singer used to bartend there for fun because it just got him out of his head. Yeah, I watched a documentary. There's a good documentary on Hulu. It's called The Dark Side of the 90s. And that was one of the episodes. And the singer of Counting Crows, one of the episodes is the Viper Room. And the singer of Counting Crows, something was happening. Something was going bad in his life. And he would go there and he just started going behind the bar. And he was having a good time. Like it made him feel good again.
Yeah. So
I didn't realize how big that man's gotten.
Yeah. So I don't know if I said it earlier, but Brian Jones, the Rolling Stones member that died in July 3rd, 1969. And then Jimi Hendrix passed away on September 18th, 1970, after choking on his vomit from a drug overdose. And then the next person on the 27 Club, next in line, at least on this list that I'm looking at, there could be people that are just not part of the list. I don't know. But like, I can't think of anybody in between these people. Like when I think of like the main members, I think of a lot of these rockers that I know. The next person just fucking a month later, damn near, like not even a month, from September 18th, the next person to die on October 4th, 1970, just a couple weeks later, Janis Joplin of drug overdose. And it says most likely she died of a heroin overdose. Dude, and you know, Janis Joplin being one of the best singers in the 60s and probably one of the best female singers just period, you know, especially with that grungy, very raw vocal style. I think the next person to probably be very similar to her was probably Amy Winehouse was probably the closest to her that I can think of. She's also in the club, and we'll get to her. But Janis Joplin had fucking great songs that you probably heard, like Me and Bobby McGee, and
you guys heard those?
What's that other one?
You and your buddy McGee heard those?
Fuck you, dude.
Mike.
Yeah. Motherfucker. Maybe lose my train of thought, you asshole.
If you can help run the trade, I'm there for you, but if you want to get back where you started, I don't know.
So, song, you motherfucker.
Mike. I mean, I beg to differ about Janis Joplin. Come on, bro. Jesus Christ, dude, I've been drinking a lot. Okay, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm such a beer because I'm doing fine.
I think, yeah, but I've been drinking. I beg to differ because Etta James is the best singer. Okay.
Oh, good fuck yeah. Well, if we're
that was longer than 10 seconds, I think. So some of that would have to be cut,
dude. Dude, also, if we're just talking about like great female singers,
I was just joking.
There's plenty. Like, dude, there's fucking Aretha Franklin in there too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Come on, 100%.
Man. No,
Queen of Soul.
I was just making a joke.
Fucking
so I
Tina Turner, same fucking time period. Come on.
I think that was more of a me and Matthew. I think that was more of an inside joke with me and Matthew, and because we used to do that a lot. But no, it's a really great song. A lot of those people make it up. Mike, I just want to say one more thing. It came prior to whatever. It was Johnny Depp and Sal Janko, who was a co-star on 21 Jump Street, who owned the club with Johnny Depp.
Okay.
So they were part-time owners for it. I think they bought it. I don't know if they're the ones that opened it. I think they just bought it. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
that was just.
But with Janis Joplin, I was going to list her two most popular songs if people wanted to look them up. And I'm not the biggest Janis Joplin fan, but anytime she comes on, as I'm not changing the fucking song. But it's not someone that I go and look up just myself. But I do like her. But her two big songs that most everybody should know is Me and Bobby McGee, and then fucking don't fucking laugh.
Hey Bobby, hey
my
McGee.
Heart.
Wow. Sorry. I'm sorry. What was the other one?
I believe it's called A Piece of My Heart.
Piece of My Heart.
I think the other one was called.
When you edit
the other one was called Joppy Toppy.
But going down the list after Janis Joplin, just like
don't say it.
A 6 months later, damn near, from October to March. So March 13th, 1971. Arlister Dyke Christian.
Why'd you say it?
Was murdered, and he was the front man.
Contradiction. You can't be a dyke and be a Christian at the same time. It doesn't make sense.
He was frontman and bassist of a band called Dyke and the Blazers.
Hell yeah!
It's
not only is he a dyke, but he's blazing up. That's definitely not Christian.
Yeah, no, dude. No, yeah, that's like what is that? That's like That's
dude,
like
Joe, lesbian
Rastafarians.
Dude, Joe, please look up that band real quick and play a little bit of music because I've never heard of them. But apparently he was murdered. So I want to look more into.
What's the band?
It's Dyke and the Blazers.
Dyke and the Blazers.
It's a lesbian reggae band.
Funky Broadway, yes, sir. Give me one second. I might have a commercial, so I'm going to turn off the thing.
It's a lesbian reggae band.
I'm going to wait till he gets back. I already got a song up. Dyke and the Blazers, Funky B-Way, part 1 and 2. But you can almost think of it as Byway, parts 1 and 2. Dyke and the Blazers.
B-Way.
It's B-Way, part 1 and 2. It's a 5-minute song. But actually, it's kind of funky at the beginning. I'm actually digging the beginning of it.
Oh, fuck yeah. I like it.
Yeah, no, it sounds good.
That's pretty dope.
Dude, it kind of sounds like James Brown. Oh, I get down with this. You can cut that. You can stop that now. But we're gonna play a little bit of that.
34 seconds of it. So wherever you want to cut and paste.
Yeah, we probably have to cut a lot of this conversation, right?
No, if we talk over the song, we can put it on.
Is that how that works? Okay, I just know that Joe Rogan and them they always say, and the same thing with Workaholics, their podcast. They have to play less than 10 seconds of it without it being a copyright infringement.
I heard it. If you don't talk over it, you have to play less than 10, and then if you talk over it, you can play 30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's just that intro was beautiful. Like I heard it when I first opened it.
That brass section in that fucking.
You got to hear the voice. That was actually really good.
Yeah, it sounds like fucking James Brown. That brass section is fucking killer in that band. How have I never heard of that band? Probably because it's called Dyke and the Blazers.
It's a lesbian Rastafarian.
Speaking of James Brown, now I got to Try Me. Matthew, remember the Busy Bones song? He sampled James Brown, Try Me. Yeah.
Yeah. Always be true.
So after Alistair Dyke Christian died on March 13th, 1971. Just a couple months later, on July 3rd, 1971, Jim Morrison died of heart failure.
And again, what I was saying before, Mike, that Tech Nine legit over the Doors. The two songs they had, there was God damn it, what was it? There was something, People of the Strange or People. Yeah. Well, there's two different songs. I think it was two different Strange songs, but that's what he named his label, Strange Music, based off of that. He actually went to Jim Morrison's grave and poured Jack Daniels out on it and everything because he was a big fan. And he actually ended up doing a song, I think in 2010, 2013. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure he did a song with the bandmates, the Doors. Like they did an actual song together, or whatever ones are alive. As he referred to, it was crazy to do a song with Jim Morrison's homies. Or something
did he actually die of heart failure? I thought he died of fucking drugs.
I don't know what he died of. I just thought that was a
Is
fun
that what
fact.
it says?
Tech Nine,
a lot of times it is, you know.
Tech Nine is like the biggest independent, like music fucking whatever thing. Strange Music. It's like one of the biggest like independent.
He built it. He did it from the ground up.
Tech Nine did it from the ground up himself. It's an independent label he built from the ground up, and it's called Strange Music, and it is literally the name is based off of the Doors songs. So that's dope as fuck. I thought that was a very fun tidbit to put in there because I'm a big fan of Tech Nine and Strange Music. I'm mainly a big fan of Brother Lynch, but yeah, I mean Brother Lynch is my favorite, and Godimus. We don't need to go down the list there. But yeah, it's just a fun fact because it's like that's one of the biggest fucking independent like labels. Yeah.
But I was gonna say probably complications. You know how it is. It's like it could be because of drugs, but ultimately what led to his death was probably heart failure kind of thing. It's like kind of like how like
dude, okay, so yeah, he had drove his health into the ground from drinking. and doing drugs, and then he died of heart failure.
Sick.
But dude, at the time of Morrison's, hold on, I'm gonna read this. At the time of Morrison's death, there were 37 paternity actions against him. But after he died, none of them went forward with it after he died. So it's like, I don't know what the fuck happened there. Maybe his estate was just like, yeah, fuck you guys, or maybe they were just fucking bogus. I don't know.
God damn, dude. Nice.
But the next year, in May 3rd, 1972, Leslie Harvey of Stone the Crows, he was the guitarist in a Scottish band called Stone the Crows, died of electrocution. Dude, I wonder if he died on stage from electrocution.
I wonder if anybody that's seen him get electrocuted seen the whole black and white skeleton thing every time he got shocked, like in the cartoons. And also, fun fact: did your hair frizzes from electrocution? Do you think his taint hair also frizzed?
Dude, no, he died on stage. He touched a microphone that wasn't grounded, and he fucking electrocuted to death. I said, I wonder if he got electrocuted on stage. Yeah, he did. He touched a microphone that wasn't grounded and fucking died.
We talked about this. Dude,
I'm not. That's a fucked up way to die, but that is the dopest way to go out. On stage in front of. Does it say how big the crowd was? Is there any information on that?
Hold on, let me go back.
Because to die in front of hella of your fans like that, fucking.
So Harvey was a co-founder of the Stone Crows, and in late 1969, it was while on stage with the Stone Crows in Swansea, top rank in 1972, that he was electrocuted after touching a microphone that was not earthed or grounded, while the fingers of his other hand were holding the strings of his guitar. It had been incorrectly stated that the incident happened on a rainy day with puddles on the stage. However, Swansea Top Rank was an indoor venue, and therefore this was not possible. A roadie attempted to unplug the guitar, but was unsuccessful. Harvey died of his injuries at 27. It doesn't say how big the crowd was, but dude, that fucking sucks.
That sucks, but I mean, I much rather go dead on stage. Go dead. I'd much rather die on stage than fucking not whatever. That's one hell of a way to go out.
You want to hear something fucking crazy?
You want to hear something that way rather than in a car accident or something after.
You want to hear about someone who died on stage that's fucking nuts?
Wait, before you say that, can I just say, does anybody else remember the Linkin Park stage thing? Matthew, I'm sure you do, where they literally collapsed the ground, jumping and everything. I don't know. Do you remember that?
That's pretty cool. They did a
venue thing where they legit fucking the ground collapsed, it dented in and everything. I don't remember what what was going on with the ground thing, but it was it was crazy. Mike, continue. Sorry, that was actually less fucking.
So this next person that I'm going to talk about, he's not in the 27 Club, but just Joe talking about people dying on stage. I want to bring this up. So. Dude, you want to hear something wild? So Dimebag Darrell, the guitarist of Pantera, is playing with his new band called Damage Plan. His brother on drums, different singer, different bass player than Pantera, but he was on guitar. A fucking crazy a crazy fan who was a fan of Pantera who wasn't on his meds, walked up onto the stage and shot him in the back of the head.
Damn.
Fucked up, right?
Got Lincolned.
And then the fucking cop went in and shot that guy in the back of the head with a shotgun.
He was a Pantera fan. The cop was.
Dude, that ruined that cop's life. He apparently had severe PTSD afterwards.
Wasn't Dimebag Darrell? He was young too, wasn't he? 26 or something.
If you just walked up that name sounds blasted their head off with the shotgun.
That sounds like a wrestling name. In which case, if with that wrestling name, if that's his own fault, if he didn't DDT that guy with the gun before he could shoot him. I'm sorry.
God damn, Joe. Okay, so the next person in the
never mind, he was 38. Oh shit, dude. Never mind, he was 38.
The next person in the 27 Club being Ron Pigpen McKernan.
Dude, don't even. These names all sound like wrestlers. I can't do this.
Ron Pigpen McKernan died March 8th, 1973, almost a year after Leslie Harvey. He was the founder.
He was the Pigpen, whatever Mike said, and I'm going to play the hell out of this show. The lights that you've never seen.
I did not know. Okay, this was a founding member and keyboardist of the Grateful Dead.
The Grateful Dead.
I didn't know he was part of the... What? I didn't know that.
I never listened to them because all their fans slit their wrists.
They have 2 drummers in their band. They're fucking dope.
I'm just kidding.
But he died of a gastrointestinal hemorrhage associated with alcoholism.
Analism.
Dude,
associated with analism.
So the next guy, Roger Lee Durham, died in July 27th, 1973, just a couple months after the Grateful Dead guy. And he was a singer and percussionist of the band Bloodstone, and he fell off a horse and died.
I'm sorry, I was just thinking of Christopher Reeve again. Or wait, yeah. Christopher Reeve?
Christopher Reeve, yeah.
Yeah.
He's actually, yeah.
Superman punch.
And then there's Pamela Corson,
singer and percussionist,
died in 1974. She was a longtime companion to Jim Morrison and heir to his estate. She died of a heroin overdose. I'm going to go through these next ones pretty quick because I don't recognize them very much. There was Wallace Wally Yawn, who died in August 12th, 1974. He was the organ player of the band Chase, and he died in a plane crash.
He also chased organs.
Dave Alexander died in February 10th, 1975, and he was the bassist of the Stooges. And he died of pulmonary edema.
Wait, hold on. Which one?
The other 2 Stooges are still alive. It was
I was
Mo.
gonna say which one was it? He was Mo. Okay, that's all I needed to know. All right.
Okay,
continue.
one. You guys are you don't know who the Stooges are? Come on.
Yeah, we do. They're 3 idiots.
Slapstick, bro.
It's slapstick, bro. They're the
slapstick.
They're the epitome of slapstick comic. And then, I gotta tell you, dude, that used to get people hard. When they slapstick, people slap dick. Like, that's how that shit used to happen back then.
And then there was Pete Ham, who died in April 24th, 1975. And he was the keyboard and guitarist and leader of Badfinger. He died by suicide. Suicide by hanging.
So in the end, he still went ham. Because he's like hard as a
I'd say if the Clintons were more prominent then that they did it, because they tend to kill people that way, but you know.
Kennedys are harsh.
I don't know. And then there's Gary Thane, who died December 8th, 1975, and he was a former bassist of Uriah Heep and the Keith Hartley Band, and he died of a heroin overdose.
That ain't no Thane. That happens all the time back then. I'm sorry.
Then there's Cecilia, one name. Apparently thinks she's fucking dope. She has one name. August 2nd, 1976. She's a singer. Doesn't say for who. Guessing she's the singer of Cecilia, but she died in a traffic collision, car crash.
Damn. Collision. That's not that good. I'm sorry.
Then there's Helmut Kohlin, who died May 3rd, 1977 of carbon monoxide poisoning. He was the bassist of 1970s prog band Triumvirat. Triumvirat? I've never heard of that. And then Chris Bell, December 27th, 1978. So when he died, he's a singer, songwriter, and guitarist of power pop band Big Star. And he died in a car crash.
So he died in a big car. Anyways. Okay, so a lot of these, I mean, there could be a thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of like names that I don't recognize.
And that's
guitarists,
the thing,
poets, and stuff. But a lot of them. Let's just go down the line. Traffic collision, fall from a height, probably suicide. That was Alexander Baklashchev. However the fuck you say that name. Amar Singh Chamkila was murdered. He was a composer. That was in 1988. John Michael Basquiat, drug overdose from a speedball. Fuck, went hard. And then fucking motorcycle accident, drowning accident, plane crash, cancer.
Horoscope.
Fuck. Murdered.
I was an Aries on a waxing moon. I couldn't survive.
And then after Mia Zapata, who died in 1993, she was murdered. She was the lead singer of the Gits. We have Kurt Cobain, died April 5th, 1994. Founding member and lead singer, a guitarist and songwriter of Nirvana. Suicide by gunshot.
His feelings were hurt, Vanna. He was going mainstream. He wanted to die anyways. Let's get over it.
What do you guys think? I know I didn't list off all the names, but like you saw that most of those ones that I just read off were not drugged. There was a lot of fucking just accidents.
Yeah, but also you gotta. That's what I was gonna say. Is there like a fucking percentage of musicians that are alive to die, like on a ratio? There's a lot of people that are entertainers, like musically, or actors, or fucking, I guess, poets. I don't fucking know. But the fact is, like, you know, there is like all those people, but I mean, like, what's the percentage of like the people that?
Dude, you guys want to hear something fucking weird? So, a couple months later, Kristen Pfaff died of drug overdose, heroin overdose in June 16, 1994. A couple months after Kurt Cobain, bassist of Hole, who was Courtney Love's band. The bassist of Hole died heroin overdose.
Now that is crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, because if she got a fucking
Halo
double kill. If she got a double kill, then that's crazy. But I'm saying with the whole 27 thing, I mean, you know how many musicians there are in the world? It gets to a point where it's like coincidences. You can't believe in coincidences if it's always a fucking like.
Yeah, we'll get to that conspiracy because there's some shit that I need to tell you about it. I'm just gonna keep going down this list because we're about halfway through. We're almost done. I'm going really quick now, just listing off people.
There's actually something I needed to say, and now I
go ahead.
Remember.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't remember. No, it's not your fault. I started talking about that.
February 1st, 1995, lyricist, guitarist of the Manic Street Preachers, Richie Edwards, died of suicide. Disappeared near a common suicide site and later presumed dead. That sounds interesting. Hold up.
Dude, I cannot remember what the fuck I was going to say.
So Richie Edwards, disappeared near a suicide site, but was just later presumed dead. So apparently he didn't kill himself. I was going to go further into that.
He died outside of the suicide site. He was near it, but he died outside of it. So presumed he was murdered.
A person named Stretch, who's a rapper, in 1995 was murdered. On November 3rd, 1995. Do you know who that is, Joe? You like rap? A guy named Stretch?
Wait, Stretch.
That reminds me of what I was going to say.
He died in a fucking drive-by.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it is hip-hop. Dude, hey, 50 got shot, 9 times and he lived? What the fuck is up with this guy?
Yeah, Tupac got shot against, but thank you because that bolted me.
Stretch.
That bolted me back into what I was trying to remember what I was going to say.
Hold on, Joe. You just brought up Tupac. Stretch was friends with Tupac. He did multiple songs and shit with Tupac.
Hey. Okay. Well, also another thing. There's one of the rappers a part of Tupac's thing. God damn it, Outlaws. Whatever the fuck. He died. I think it was. What the fuck was his name? Something Gaddafi.
Dude, so Stretch, he got shot in a drive-by, and Tupac said that he thought it was Henchman and Biggie. Tupac accused Biggie of withholding knowledge about Stretch being shot.
Dude, you want to talk about coincidences? Hey, what I was trying to say before is like the 27 Club is like it's on a larger scale. It's like seems stretched, but what doesn't seem like that seems like a conspiracy. So Kurt Cobain died, and then the next year, Biggie, Eazy, and Tupac all died within a year of each other.
Yeah,
that's another.
And then, are you telling me Biggie killed Kurt Cobain?
And then,
is 3 6 Mafia?
I'm pretty sure they were all a year from each other.
Yeah. So after Stretch died, who was in conjunction with Tupac, and Tupac thought that Biggie might have had something to do with it. So there is that. So that's really fucking interesting. We should do Tupac next season. That's who we should do is Tupac.
We should do the whole fucking related crew.
Well, anyways, to get back to the list that I have here, after Stretch died from a drive-by shooting on November 30th, 1995, Fat Pat, another rapper and member of the Screwed Up Clique, died.
Was he shot too?
Died on February 3rd, 1998, and he died from. Hold up.
Cardiac arrest.
I mean, he is kind of big, so you might be right. Death on February. So on February 3rd, 1998, Hawkins was fatally shot by an unknown gunman on 104. Well, 104440. 10440 South Drive, Houston, Texas, after going to a promoter's apartment to collect an appearance fee. The promoter was not home, and he was shot in the corridor outside the apartment. He was 27 years old. Fat Pat's murderer still remains unsolved. 8 years later, his brother rapper Big Hawk was also shot to death by an unknown assailant. Fuck, dude.
Hey, Stretch was a part of Tupac's group Thug Life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And yeah, I did. I didn't say he was part of the Thug Life, but I said he was associated with Tupac.
Tupac died at 25. He missed it by 2 years.
Yeah, and then
I already knew that prior. I was just
after Fat Pat. Fat Pat died February 3rd, 1998. Freaky Tah, another rapper, and he was part of the hip hop group The Lost Boys, died March 28th, 1999, and he was also murdered. Let's see what happens here. On the night of March 28th, 1999, after leaving Mr. Cheek's birthday party with friends William Brown and Thomas Roman of Boston, Massachusetts, Rogers was fatally shot by Kelvin Jones while he was going towards the exit of Sheraton Hotel in Queens, New York. It was a case of mistaken identity. He was pronounced dead by nearby Jamaica Hospital. The getaway driver, Raheem Fletcher, was sentenced to 7 years in prison. Jones pled guilty to murder. Rogers was age 27 at the time of his death. Dude, all these rappers, like, all in a row, just fucking getting shot. Like, Freaky Tah, mistaken identity. That fucking sucks. Well, after Freaky Tah, in June 21st, 1999, a person named Kami, who was the drummer of Malice Miser, died of subarachnoid hemorrhage. I think that's how it's said. I don't fucking know. What the fuck is that? Subarachnoid hemorrhage?
Brain?
Yeah, it's a brain hemorrhage, I think. He died in his sleep. Yeah, for like a brain hemorrhage. Like, that's the way to go, dude. Just never wake up again.
Hey guys.
Crazy, yeah.
This is Fat Pat. He almost sounds like Tupac.
Let's hear it.
He doesn't really. He just. It was like a similar tone at first, and then
yeah. You should look up Stretch real quick.
I tried to, and the only song it shows is him with Tupac. And,
I tried to, but it wasn't safe for work.
Well, he's part of Tupac's crew, so that makes sense.
Yes, Thug Life.
And then after Kami, in June 24th, 2000, Rodrigo Bueno, the singer of Quarteto, died in a car accident. Sean Patrick McCabe, the lead singer of Ink and Dagger, died of asphyxiation. Maria Serrano, singer of Passion Fruit, died in a plane crash. Rico Yan, Filipino actor, died of acute hemorrhagic pancreatitis. So his pancreas burst.
That just when you start the musician thing seems more conspiracy-like, but when you go outside of it,
yeah,
it seems more
there's not a lot of actors. I've always heard of musicians. It's very weird that there's actors in this.
It almost just becomes a list of people whose names have been spoken through people's names that are 27.
Have you ever heard of Rico Yan? I haven't.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like they're just throwing any person at any type of artist that was 27 when they died. That's what I'm saying is like the percent of it's like out of like thousands of artists that died around these years, how many of them were 27 years old? Because
the next person is an actor too,
being super big, like whatever. Like you start getting super famous or even just minor fucking recognition. I mean, that is a broad list. There's probably even a bigger list for people that are 25 years old. That's actually
I'm actually almost done with this list. I'm getting close. But Jonathan Brandis, another actor, died by fucking suicide by hanging. And then Jeremy Ward, he was a sound guy for the Mars Volta and De Facto. He died of a drug overdose, heroin. Brian Otteson, guitarist of American Head Charge? Oh, he died of a drug overdose, prescription medication. I know American Head Charge. And then Valentin Elizadale? I don't know. Fucking Valentin Elizadale was a Mexican banda singer, and she was murdered. Or he was murdered.
Mexican what?
He was a Mexican banda singer. He was murdered. I thought it was a chick because I thought it was It's just a dude. He was in his vehicle and he was gunned down shortly after leaving a concert. Dude, that's fucked. But Banda,
I just looked it up. It's a genre of regional Mexican music and musical ensemble in which wind instruments, mostly brass and percussion, are.
Is it a Peruvian flute band? From South Park?
Yeah. No, so, they got trumpets and shit. And
then Damian Damo Morris died December 19, 2007 in a bus accident. He was a member of Australian deathcore band The Red Shore. Actually, okay.
Never heard of the
And then Orish Grinstead died April 20th, 2008 from kidney failure. He was part of R&B group 702. Jade Goody died March 22nd, 2009 of cervical cancer. She was a TV personality. Dash Snow, July 13th, 2009, drug overdose artist. And then Amy Winehouse, probably the next one that you hear after Kurt Cobain. This is a big one that most people know from the 27 Club. Amy Winehouse, which I don't listen to very much, but I think Matt listens to Amy Winehouse, correct?
No, she has a couple. There's a couple songs that I really enjoy. Panties. Only when I'm dancing around without my panties, but my wiener's still tucked behind my legs.
I don't really listen to Amy Winehouse. I couldn't name a song, but I've heard her, and I think she has a very unique voice and a very
she has this really
had
cool
a very
song
unique voice and a very great talent. But I can't think of a song. But if you can give some songs for people to look up.
Oh yeah, there's this song. What is it?
It's called "Don't Die at 27."
Well, you were talking about Back to Black earlier.
Yeah, Back to Black is a good one. Another one, ironically, was the I forget the song name, but she says the lyrics try to make me go to rehab, and I said no.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, she died of alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, and then that happened.
Yeah.
But
and then after that, Richard Turner, trumpet player and collaborator with the Friendly Fires. Which I don't know what that band is, but he died of cardiac arrest. What is the Friendly Fires? They're an indie rock band. Okay. Not a big fan of indie rock, but I'm sure it was good. Do you guys know anything about that
Native.
band? Do you guys listen to much indie rock?
Native.
I listen to a lot of harder stuff, so. Do any of you guys know about that band? Yeah, I heard you, Matt.
No, I don't.
No.
You want to look that up real quick, Joe?
What
Friendly Fires.
Friendly.
Just because we're getting to a part where there's big spaces in years now, the rest of them were all super fucking close. A lot of the rappers were all fucking just murdered in a very close set of years.
Ooh. 10 years ago. I like the way this bitch's neck is going.
Well, August 11th, 2011. Wait, what? What's wrong with their fucking
England
neck?
Band.
The video is a woman walking, and she's doing that. You guys know the Walking Dead memes where Rick's head's doing that weird stretch thing? That's what this lady's head's doing in this video. Friendly Fire's hurting. Say it like that, I'll show you.
It sounds like terrible 80s music. By the time he died, they're 20 years too late.
You said 2011?
They're 30 years too late by the time he died with that fucking sound.
Yeah, then this video.
I'm sure they had fans. I don't know what he was born in 1980. He was born in 1984, so he wasn't playing in the 80s.
He was like yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, he was a little out of touch with what was going on at the time. Well, I don't know what was going on in England. I mean, 2011, that should have been. Well, 2006, they were doing their fucking, judging by the shows that I watched that are from that time, they're fucking rave shit. They're, you know what I mean? They're electronic music, house music at the time, and from 2006 to 2009, I think. Judging by the English shows that I watched, being, Doctor Who and Misfits and fucking all shit like that. I don't know. I live in America.
2011.
2011. He died.
So that was The Rise of Adele.
Series instead of season, don't they?
The Royal Wedding. The Success of Bridesmaids. Oprah's Final Episode. Harry Potter Ended. Friday Night Lights says goodbye, and Beyonce's baby
again, that sounds like fucking bad 80s pop. Like that was like that did not sound like it belonged anywhere.
That was in
after
2011. Shut up.
Well, the guy was born in 1984, and that's the year it seemed like it should have been. So you got to think, at the very least, he might have got big at 15. 15 years after 84, dude, that's fucking like 2000. So after Richard Turner in August 11th, 2011, the next one in the 27 Club is all the way in 2016. June 19th, 2016, and that's actor Anton Yelchin. And he played Chekhov in the Star Trek reboot. And it says his official cause of death is an accidental blood trauma and asphyxiation. But what happened was he got crushed by his own car and suffocated to death. Unfortunately, it's a very terrible way to die. But he did great in fucking Star Trek. I thought he fucking was awesome.
Yeah, Scotty definitely beat him up.
Yeah. But, yeah. And then, you got anything to add to Anton Yelchin? Because me and you are the movie people, Joe. So it's like,
I actually have never seen any of the Star Trek remake movies.
Oh, okay.
The only Star Trek I've ever watched was like late night between 11 to 12 at night on Fox when I was a kid. I've never been into Star Trek, really. I'm not bashing people that are. I'm over here on I'm literally looking at dead celebrities that died in their 20s, and a lot of them go into the hundreds and hundreds list of like every age from like 23 to 25. I guess the three that I was looking at. It's a very vague topic. Like very vague, like 27. Like it isn't unless they were all like. It would have been different if it's like every person that's hitting platinum that was 27 has died. That's a more like straight list. Like it would make more of a conspiracy if it was like record-breaking people all died at this age. But it seems very vague because a lot of these bands are like not super well-known bands. Or poets and stuff. It's like people that catch popularity in their general areas.
After Anton Yelchin, there was Thomas Fakiti, who was the guitarist of Surfer Blood. He died of cancer. And then there's Kim Jong-hyun, who was the vocalist and lyricist of Shine.
About the leader of North Korea.
No, he died December 8th, 2017, and he died from carbon monoxide poisoning.
What did you say, Matthew?
Actually, North Korea just released a thing. If anybody, if Kim Jong-un were to die in any type of conflict, they're launching nukes. Or if there's any suspicion that somebody's trying to kill him, they're launching nukes.
And then after that, in January 19, 2018, there was American rapper Fredo Santana who died of...
You pronounced that wrong, sorry.
I've actually heard of that guy. I don't listen to his music.
Is it Fredo or what is it?
I don't know.
The guy before that.
I think it's Frito-Lay.
You know what's funny about him?
You pronounced both wrong. Han, can we just backtrack real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, Matthew.
It's pronounced Kim Jong.
Oh my god! So, in January 19, 2018, American rapper Fredo Santana died of cardiovascular disease and idiopathic epilepsy. And then on July 1st, 2019, Tyler Skaggs, an American professional baseball pitcher, died of asphyxiation. And then Benjamin Koff, Elvis Presley's grandson and son of Lisa Marie Presley, died by suicide. And then Yoo Joo-eun,
that's racist.
A Korean actress died from suicide in August 29th, 2022. Which those last couple I don't know too much about, but you guys
just
got anything
know something
to add
about
to
the
that?
Hobbit. What about the Hobbit, Joseph? You were saying?
The fuck?
I was
going to talk about Frodo.
Yeah, I was going to make a joke about that, but I was going to say he's actually I think he's related to Chief Keef.
I was just saying unless you guys got anything to add, you guys want to take a break?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for listening to the Conspiracy Outpost. We're here every week with conspiracies and D&D for your entertainment. Don't forget to tune in and leave some comments and, get us fucking talking. Talk to us. We'll have fun with it. Have a nice night, everybody. Okay, so back to the 27 Club. The actual conspiracy, I know the first part took longer than you guys are probably used to, but this conspiracy starts with Robert Johnson. And it said that Robert Johnson, when he was around 17 or so, before he got big, he made a deal with the devil to enhance his guitar playing abilities and make him famous, and that he would have 10 years on Earth after that. And it said that he sold his soul to the devil, and that is why he went on to create what would be rock and roll. And then 10 years after that, he died from unknown reasons. Nobody knows why he fucking died. It just says unknown. Like, he just fucking died. And they say it's because the devil took his soul, because he had reached the 10-year mark. And there's been a lot of stuff in pop culture that has talked about this. One of the big things being Supernatural did a full fucking episode on this called The Crossroad Blues, which is an actual song by Robert Johnson. It's been covered by multiple musicians. I think Jimi Hendrix did a cover, and Stevie Ray Vaughan did a cover called The Crossroad Blues. And it actually talks about selling your soul at the crossroads to the devil, which is a big reason where this stuff came from. So that's like the main conspiracy we're gonna fucking talk about tonight. There's actually it's addressed in Tenacious D. Instead of selling his soul, he got the pick of destiny, which Ben Stiller's character talks about in Tenacious D. Says at the birth of rock and roll, the pick showed up in Robert Johnson's fingers, you know, and that spawned, or Robert Johnson got the pick, and that spurned the birth of rock and roll. I haven't seen the movie in a while, but Tenacious D being a big one that has kind of pushed this theory, and Supernatural also pushing this theory that Robert Johnson sold his soul to the devil for fame and talent.
You know, the funny thing about like fucking all that stuff, because I've heard people make jokes, it's like, how do you even come with the name hip hop? It's like, how do you even come with the name rock and roll? Like, it's just, it all sounds goofy.
Maybe he kicked a rock and he's like,
it's not bad when you just, but people overthinking names. It's like a lot of it sounds stupid.
Yeah, like Joseph. That's a fucking
regular rock
name.
sounds fine.
You want to hear a little side conspiracy why we listen to this? It's has nothing to do with the crossroads or anything, but there's this the White Lighter Curse is it's an urban legend based off the 27 Club that it claims that several musicians and artists died while in possession of a white lighter, leading white lighters to become associated. It became associated with bad fortune, and the myth was primarily based off the deaths of Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, and Kurt Cobain.
The big ones.
They all died with
They
all died with a white lighter. In their
well, we'll get back. Hold on, we'll get back. Oh, we'll get back to Robert Johnson. Let's talk about the white lighter one real quick, since you have limited time tonight.
Oh, that's all I had on it.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
That's why I said it was just a little.
What are they saying? Cause it is just the white. It was the same white lighter and was a cursed object.
No, they were just in possession of a white lighter, so it was like a they were a big surprise. No, they just had a white lighter on them when they died, so they just associated the white lighter with being like it's unlucky to have one, especially if you're around the age of 27. It's not wise to carry one around. Matthew, you should go look up the Saturn return. It involves the 27 Club.
Oh, really?
So let me tell you what the Saturn return is. It's a astrological transit that occurs.
Better return this statement.
When the planet Saturn returned to the same elliptical longitude that it occurs at the moment of a person's birth. While the planet may not first reach the exact location until the person is 29 or 30 years old, the influence of the Saturn return is considered to start at a person's late 20s, notably the age 27.
Okay, but Casey, what about the Uranus? What about Uranus taking an elliptical longitude of my dick? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Not talking about those astrological phenomenon, are you?
Yeah, because that's that astrological, geological dicks.
Anyways, are you guys?
But there's
you're about to see my Milky Way
album. Well, do you know the band No Doubt?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I do.
Gwen Stefani.
Don't speak. I know.
Spiderwebs, dope fucking song. Spiderwebs, no doubt, early fucking hit.
Man, they have an album that they talk about the Saturn return. Well, like the cover of their album it's like about the Saturn return.
Yet none of them are in the 27 Club. So what the fuck is that about?
Just listen, Sonny boy. I sent you the link.
Hey,
why don't you just
don't call me Sonny?
And there was let's see, who's this motherfucker right here? They just like artists are they keep referencing it, so that's
okay.
That's all I was telling you.
If you guys are okay with it, I'm gonna get back into Robert Johnson. I'm gonna go deep. I'm gonna
sure speak of your Johnson. Deep.
I'm going to speak about my Robert Johnson.
Get that Johnson deep.
So according to legend, as a young man, Robert Johnson, while living on a plantation in rural Mississippi, had a tremendous desire to become a great blues musician. One of the legends often told says that Johnson was instructed to take his guitar to the crossroads at Dockery Plantation at midnight. There are claims for at least a dozen other sites other than this location, but all of them being crossroads. There, he was met by a large black man, thought of to be the devil, who took the guitar and tuned it. The devil played a few songs and then returned the guitar to Johnson, giving him mastery of the instrument. The story of the deal with the devil at the crossroads mirrors the legend of Faust. In exchange for his soul, Johnson was able to create the blues for which he became famous. And Faust is the protagonist of a classic German legend based off the historical figure Johann George Faust, in which he made a pact with the devil at a crossroads, exchanging his soul for unlimited knowledge and worldly pleasures. So there's that. You guys got anything to say about that?
Yeah, I don't blame him for fucking selling his soul, because I'd probably do the same goddamn thing, because why the fuck not?
What's the price of a soul when it comes to fame and greatness? Am I right? If you believe the various stories that were told that were actually explored in Supernatural, he wrote songs about
I never watched that show.
What would be called hellhounds, and that a hellhound got him. But I'm gonna get to that. So I'm gonna continue reading. Oh, you need
some salt and you're good to go.
I'm sorry, can I just sidetrack real quick? It'll take me like a second. Speaking of hellhounds, there's these like mutant hound things I never knew were in Fallout 4. And I got fucking gang raped by 3 of them when I was trying to fight super mutants. And I'm not okay with it. They look like pit bulls on steroids.
Actually, they used to have black shit, huh? I forgot what it was called.
That's racist.
No, so wasn't it like black powder?
Wait, what?
So the legend of him selling his soul. It was developed over time and has been chronicled by Gail Dean Wardlow and Edward Kamara and Elijah Wald. And they see the legend as largely dating from Johnson's rediscovery by white fans more than 2 decades after his death.
But is that the creation of Johnson & Johnson?
Oh, my God.
Yes. A family company.
They sold their soul to the devil, and now we're a family company.
Hold on.
That's all it takes.
Oh, shit. My laptop's dying.
I might not put that fucking line in because that's stupid.
No, it's alive. Never mind, guys. We're good for like a second.
So in another version of this story, Liddell, someone who told this story,
UFC fighter, Chuck.
Yeah, exactly. Placed the meeting not at a crossroads but in a graveyard, and this resembles the story told by Steve Levere that Ike Zimmerman of Hazlehurst, Mississippi, learned to play the guitar at midnight while sitting on a tombstone. Zimmerman is believed to have influenced playing.
Joseph's laptop died.
So I'm going to go a little bit more into detail with Robert Johnson a little bit, because he's like the main one because of how many songs that he wrote about possibly selling his soul, going to the crossroads to make a deal, and shit dealing with the occult. He's like the main guy. And then it's thought that like, Janice and Kurt and the rest of them also sold their soul, but I'm going to read this one just because it seems like it's more in detail. It says one night in Mississippi juke joint 1930s, Son House and Willie Brown played their infamous Delta Blues tunes to a packed house. During the intermission, a young, bright-eyed 19-year-old Robert Johnson conjured up the courage to take hold of the musician's instrument and show the crowd what he has. To his surprise, the crowd was displeased with his performance. Even Son House admitted that his guitar playing was severely below par, and he was a better harmonica player, if that. Following these events, Son House disappeared, and approximately 3 years before making an appearance on stage again, but this time he had mastered the balloon. Okay, so Son House disappeared, and Robert Johnson took before making an appearance 3 years later. So after Son House disappeared, Robert Johnson made an appearance 3 years later, but this time when he took the stage, people had noticed that he had mastered the blues. This came as a surprise to those that knew him before his disappearance, but folks began to discredit his talents with stories and myths. The most famous story that many people recognize today is that he sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads of Highway 49 and 61. To support these theories of Robert Johnson, the song... We should fucking go there. And maybe I'll sell my soul. To support these theories about Robert Johnson, the songs he did record complemented these tales quite well. A few of his titles include Hellhound on My Tail, which is the one that I was talking about earlier, which was recognized in Supernatural, and that's believed to be the way that he died as far as the myth goes. Crossroad Blues, which I talked about because it's about him selling his soul at the crossroads, and Up Jump the Devil and Me and the Devil Blues. Although Robert Johnson is credited with being the first musician to bargain with the devil, it began with Tommy Johnson, a musician with no relation to Robert Johnson and a relative of Tommy's, recalls his stories as such. You go to where the road crosses the way where a crossroad is. Get there, be sure to get there just a little before 12 at night, and you'll know you'll be there. You have a guitar, and you'll be playing your piece by yourself. A big black man will walk up to you, take your guitar, tune it, and then he'll play a piece and hand it back to you. That is the way I learned to play anything I wanted. So that is the guy who supposedly sold his soul before Robert Johnson. The only difference between Robert Johnson's story and Tommy Johnson's accounts were the age of which they died. After a career that lasted him just over 5 years, Robert Johnson died at the age of 27, whereas Tommy lived well into his 60s. Obviously, Tommy was a much better negotiator, working that fucking bitch like a pawn shop. Matt knows all about that.
He was like, hey, you take my buddy, cut his in a quarter, you give me all that extra time. See, he's like, that's fair.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. 9 beers. Man, that 9th beer went down so nice. This concept of making deals with the devil can be traced back to the late 15th century, starting with Dr. Johann Georg Faust, which I talked about earlier. He was an alchemist, and he dabbed in what was considered black magic. The story first came to life when Christopher Marlowe wrote the play The Tragic History of Dr. Faust in 1589, which portrays him, selling his soul to the devil in order to get unlimited knowledge of the world at his time. But in the case of Robert Johnson, many family members have come forward to dispel the rumors that he sold his soul. And they have advocated that the truth about Robert Johnson during the time that he went missing was that he just fucking practiced like crazy. He returned home, he ran into a man named Zimmerman, and Zimmerman took him under his wing and taught him how to play guitar. And that's how he got to it. But his magnificent transformation in those 3 years that he had disappeared from the scene, people felt that he went way farther than he possibly could have, so much so that he created an entirely like new genre. He was the founder of rock and roll, pretty much. It's and that's what this thing comes from, is that these people, like the big ones being Johnson, Cobain, Hendrix, Joplin, they're people that changed the genre. So they sold their soul to kind of get a view on the world of music, and then they manipulated that world and put out music accordingly, and they changed the genre. Which, like, you look at Hendrix, especially, he changed guitar for years to come. Fucking guitarists that came before him, they changed their entire way because Hendrix came about, he was just fucking shredding. You know, I feel like if there was no Hendrix, there wouldn't be any fucking like metal. You know, a lot of people base their shit off of Hendrix, but like at that same time, there's a lot of bands coming up, being fucking Zeppelin, who was also doing a lot of fucking crazy shit, and Clapton, who was doing crazy shit. But it's like Hendrix, he was pushing stuff a little bit. He was doing what a lot of these other bands were doing, but he was doing it as a single fucking guitarist, and you know, there was no rhythm guitarist. He was doing a lot of fucking crazy stuff. Joplin, like, she changed the music industry a lot just with her raw sound and bringing, you know, that raw fucking power and emotion to all the stuff that she did. You can tell that she put everything into her music, you know. And in the 60s, that was a big thing. Everybody was writing to try to empower people, but Joplin, she was writing for herself, it felt like, and she was empowering people that way. It was a big fucking thing that Joplin did and Hendrix did. And then Cobain was the voice of the grunge generation, so they say, changed the fucking music industry before killing himself, you know. And then Amy Winehouse, allegedly. Amy Winehouse, I don't know much about her, but I know that she did revitalize like a lot of the pop stuff at the time and brought a bluesiness back to it. I can't speak too much on Amy Winehouse, but I know that was the case. She brought a bluesiness back to pop culture. She was like, I'm not the first person to say this, but a lot of people say that Amy Winehouse was the rebirth of Janis Joplin. Matt knows way more about Amy Winehouse than I do, but I feel like her contribution to music was she brought back the rawness to pop culture in that time, where pop music, like rock and metal, was already doing what they were. They were getting past their grunge, the rawness of grunge, but Amy Winehouse came into the fucking pop culture, fucking rose in pop standings, and fucking really made shit back to the music, in my opinion. I don't know what the rest of you would say. What do you think, Matt?
Definitely, there's a lot of powerhouses that died coincidentally at 27.
Yeah.
Of like the music industry. It was a crazy thing. I mean, I'm not really a firm believer in it, but it is pretty weird.
I think there's a possibility that, like, this would have to go into the fact that if you're religious, then you would believe this. But I think there's a big possibility
I think that's the biggest one with that with me.
Like, if you do believe in religion, I think there's a possibility that they did this. And if not, if you're atheist or even agnostic, then what I could boil it down to would be that they saw what they were. They tried to make themselves in the vision of the music of that day, but they weren't able to do it. And especially in Robert Johnson's case, he tried to do what was happening at the time, and he went and fucking just learned music and created his own style. Probably didn't necessarily just sell his soul, but like just kind of probably shut everyone out and just did his own thing. You know, disappeared for a couple of years, just did his own thing. But like, as far as like, if you are a religious person, or if you believe in like, fuck it, it might not be religious. Could be a fucking genie. It could be any fucking Tolpa or fucking something like that. I don't know. But whatever you believe, I feel like they could have made a deal with some omnipotent being. Like that does seem like a very possible thing.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with all of them, because honestly, with Kurt Cobain's thing, he shouldn't have gotten as big as he was, in my opinion. Because he wasn't really doing anything that different. He was kind of just pulling on he was tapping into Bowie and shit like that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Casey, what do you think?
Bowie seems like someone that changed the music industry, and he lived to a ripe old age of whatever he lived to. There's plenty of people that changed the music
industry. Old age or whatever he lived to.
Well, I don't know when he died, but I know it was like he was older. Like, there's plenty of people who have.
It was at least 28.
Yeah, there's plenty of people who have changed the music industry way more than the people in the 27 Club. Maybe not more than Robert Johnson, but like plenty of people in the music industry who changed a genre just intensely. You know, being fucking David Bowie, Prince, fucking. goddamn fucking Metallica changed the fucking genre like hella, and none of them are dead, or if they did die, they died way later. So it's like it's hard to take this one seriously, but I can believe it to a certain extent just because of Robert Johnson. But only Robert Johnson. As far as the rest of them go, I don't know.
Chasing his clout.
But I only believe the Robert Johnson thing a little bit just because of all the songs that he wrote with all the fucking devil imagery and him actually talking about selling his soul. It's like, well, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. You know, other than that, it's like the rest of them, it's... Everybody wants to take the shit that they listened to beforehand and push it just a little bit farther. Prince did it, David Bowie did it, fucking Rolling Stones did it, Beatles did it. You know, and none of them died at 27. Well, I guess a Rolling Stones member died at 27. But, like, the rest of them, you know, it's... There's so many people who changed rock and roll and pop music. But no, there's so many people who changed music for the better or worse, whatever you want to look at it, depending on what kind of music you're into. Who died at various other ages that weren't part of the 27 Club. The only one that I can possibly get on board with is Robert Johnson, and then maybe Cobain, but that's about it. But like that's just me speaking as from a rocker's standpoint.
Mm-hmm. That's something malicious might be about. You know.
I mean, according to like fucking popular media, if anybody was gonna sell their soul, it'd be the fucking rockers and metalheads.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure, definitely.
But like, look at Ozzy. That motherfucker's old as shit. Probably gonna die soon, unfortunately.
He's the King of Darkness. Well,
the Prince of Darkness. Prince of Darkness. Sorry.
King of Darkness is.
I mean, his band Black Sabbath pretty much created heavy metal, and like he's still alive. Everybody in Black Sabbath is still alive. Like. You know, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Motherfuckers are selling their souls.
You think so? Robert Johnson or like all of them?
All of
them. Because I think Robert Johnson...
Even the younger ones. They didn't even have to be 27. It just depends on when they take the deal.
In any like religious standpoint kind of thing. So
and how good they are at negotiating.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a devil. Like a religious devil.
Could be a trickster or
some sort of creature.
Could be World Order. Could be something crazy.
Skinwalker. Who fucking knows?
Who knows? Maybe they're all on an island together, really just alive, and we just see.
But yeah, I know I've been talking probably most of this episode. It's like this has been an episode where I've pretty much talked the entire time.
Oh, you're good, man.
And I wish Joe's computer wouldn't have died because I feel like he would have had a lot to say. But what do you think, Matt?
I think it's weird, but I think maybe just rum luck. I don't know.
Yeah, you think just shit happened the way it did, and that's just about it?
I kind of think so. I think, well, a lot of these characters it's super interesting, so I think maybe there was some malice involved, possibly. Really, I wouldn't put any of like anything that comes like religiously. I wouldn't put that as a cause though. Just because I don't really follow that. But
and then Casey believes, and I said my piece. So I think we'll leave it there. I think we got enough in there talking about the 27 Club beforehand. And then like for this one, there's only like a couple fucking conspiracies, but like I feel they're valid. I don't know. I chose this one. I talked through this one.
It's a good one.
But yeah. Let me know what you guys think. I really want to check your stuff. We have our social medias up now. And I want to know what you guys think. If you have more fucking information on this, I would love to hear it because this is the one I chose. And I personally really like this theory just because I like rock music. This is my shit. This is what I like to talk about. I love talking about music, and I want to talk about it with you guys. So please, fucking comment. Let's get involved in this shit, everyone. But I think we covered this the best that we can tonight, and people got to get going. It's already really late at night. But, yeah, let's hear from you guys. We're going to dip out. So,
I was pretty much your host. I was pretty much your host this fucking episode. I'm Mike.
Casey.
Matt.
And Jumpin' Jack Joseph. Computer died, so
Joseph.
Yeah, his computer died, so he left like 5 minutes ago. But he loves you guys too. We'll be back at this shit next week, so tune in.